we explore the impact of the Italian Renaissance.
The rebirth of Roman and Greek thought in Europe was heavily supported by the upper classes, who acted as patrons. People who give large sums of money to finance buildings, churches, statues, works of art, and inventions.
The center of the patronship world could be found in the wealthy families who controlled the Italian city-states, families like the Medici in Florence, the Sforzas in Milan, and numerous merchant families like the Borgias who controlled Venice. These families consolidated their power through war, marriage, deception, and control of the trade routes. A Renaissance writer named Machiavelli urged them to hold on to their power through whatever means they could, no matter how unethical their tactics, in his book The Prince. This was a very different path than the Christian teachings of moral leadership that had been taught during the rest of the Middle Ages. In this patronage system, these families also gave their wealth to scholars who were exploring humanism, which is the secular belief that all truth can be found through poetry, philosophy, and history of the Romans and the Greeks, rather than the Christian church. Humanism promoted intellectualism, which was an idea of rejecting family and church foundations to engage as a citizen. The money also went to writers who were writing in the language of their nation rather than the church's Latin, known as vernacular. Printed books like Dante's Divine Comedy encouraged readers to question the nature of humankind, government, and religion, and writers like Castiglione wrote about society's perceived ideals of men and women. There was an overriding sense of a belief in education and a push for the 7 liberal studies to explore the human experience and attain greater virtue for men. Wealthy women were allowed to study these subjects on a small level to enable their lives as wives and mothers. The goal of humanism was to create complete citizens. Art took on new form as artists were encouraged to recreate reality in their works. They sculpted, painted frescoes and portraits, designed classical architecture, and based things on the perspective of Greek and Roman themes. Names like Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello became famous for their art and their use of idealized forms. Cowabunga!